Hey guys, how you doing today? It's your girl, Miss Debs. I know I've been MIA for a minute. Just came out the hospital. Something crazy happened to me, but I want to read you some words first before I get into this video. It's called, I'm titling this video, Your Words Matter. I remember, well, the ones of you that follow me, I don't know if you remember, that I had told you before that I had a teacher. He was a substitute teacher. He came into our class when I was in elementary school. And he, I was a class clown, always liked to make people laugh and talk. And he told me, he said, you talk so much. He said, your mouth is going to be the death of you. So, when a teacher tells a child something like that, it can have an impact on you, a great impact, or it can have a negative impact on you. And hence, this is why I'm calling this Your Words Matter. Like I'm telling you guys, remember the teacher. Maybe you guys had a teacher like that back in the day. They told you you would never amount to anything. It can even make you or break you. When he said that to me, and it's almost like he told me I would never win, like whatever fight I was going through in life, because my mouth was going to block my blessings or be the cause of my demise. You can even take that two ways. You can believe that you're going to never amount to anything. Or you're going to believe that your mouth, because of what he said, those negative, derogatory words to you, it can even make you or break you, and it can make you be a better person, make you the one to excel in life. Well, through the years, I thought about what that man said to me. It wouldn't happen every so often, but down the line, different sections and different peaks and highs and lows in my life, I would think about the things that that man said to me. That's why in life I always want to be a light to someone. I always wanted to be a helpmate to someone. I always wanted to root for the underdog, because I felt like, I don't even think I ever told my mom what that man said to me. Maybe I did. I can't even remember. But you always have to remember, whatever we go through in life, the battle is not ours, it's the Lord. And just remember that. Things that you go through in life, the attack may be intended for you, but the battle isn't yours. Just remember that God will be your fighter. The Lord will fight for you, and you shall hold your peace. Let me get my coffee. Excuse me 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. Yes, so I had a scare yesterday when I went to the doctor. And first of all, I had went to the physical therapist. This is all my paperwork. When I got into, okay, let me get to the story. Okay, so I had went to my physical therapist for my knee. Because they had the insurance, they told me when I left there, they said, okay, we're going to call you back once everything gets cleared with the insurance company, which I kind of assumed they had did that anyway. So, it took me almost a month to go back. So my leg had started feeling tight on me, and, I was doing my own little exercises in the house, right? So when I went back yesterday, I guess because it was almost a month, it was a little over a month that I didn't have exercise with them, So when I went back yesterday, I was feeling good. But let me get to the point. I got in the tub. So normally, being that it's been 2 months out since I had the knee surgery, when I get into the tub, I will either stand up and I will wash like that. Because when I sit down, sometimes, my knee, I had hit the knee. I think I told you guys about that. Me and one of my sons had went shopping, and I had hit my knee with a case of water. So, you know, I was in pain and the knee had swelled up. So I called the doctor and everything. So when I had, my knees was swollen for a while, so it made me not want to be so steady on this knee, like when I get in the tub. So I started standing up in the tub. So I felt like if I had to hold on to something, I could hold on to something, and I would always keep my walker by me so I can grab onto it when I get ready to get out the tub. So yesterday I decided, okay, I'm going for my exercise. I want to be, you know, extra clean and blah, blah, blah. And I just was feeling good. So I said, I'm going to sit down in the tub today. So I sat down in the tub. So I guess as I was getting up, you know, you pull the pressure of your weight up, you know. It's not like you just lifting a leg out the tub and you're just holding onto the walk and getting out. But because I was sitting down in the toilet, you know, you have, for me, what works for me, I put a leg across the bottom of the tub and then I put up and then I pull myself up. So that wasn't the right thing to do yesterday, getting ready to start back to physical therapy, let me tell you. Only in Miss Deb's life. So I got up out the tub, I pulled myself up, because my granddaughter, she comes in the morning sometimes. So she was like, Grandma, do you need my help, Miss Harmony? I love that baby. So I was like, no harm. If I need you, I'm going to call you. Let Grandma try to do it by herself. So which I did. I pulled myself up. Didn't know the consequences that was going to come behind that. Because I hadn't did that in so long. I would just get in the tub and stand up and then just step out the tub with my walker. So went on about my day. Me and Miss Harm talking like the old woman that she is. She went off to school. I went off to my physical therapy. Get into physical therapy. Everything was great. Physical therapy is right by my old job that I used to work at. So now I'm getting to the point of why your mouth carries merit in life. And the way you handle situations and how you go out of a situation and how you come into a situation stands for who you are. So as I was going down into physical therapy, something said, let me run into my old job and say hi to my old girl, Melissa, my coworker. So I ran in. She was so happy to see me. We hugged each other. I was happy to see her. So then I left off. She was like, girl, you looking good. And I just went on my little merry way to the place next door, which is physical therapy. Went down the back steps, went into physical therapy, started my session. So as soon as the trainer told me to sit up on the table, I felt like a pulling in my navel, right? So I got up on the table anyway. So as I was sitting there, the pain was getting more intense and more intense. So I'm like, okay, what is this? I'm not feeling too good. So she came and she put, I told her about the incident I had with my leg. So she said, and she, you know, they measure your knee. So she said, yeah, okay, it's about the same. And it's like, you know, so I told her about how I hit my knee with a case of water and it had swelled up on it. So she was like, well, let me put some heat on it. So she said, now you at that grace period, like 2 months later, you can put heat on it. So now I didn't know that I was always putting ice on it. But anyway, she put the heating device on it for 10 minutes. Then she said, okay, Miss Deborah, we're going to go on the bike. And I dread this bike. So I was like, okay. So she normally would give me 5 minutes on the bike, but she gave me 10 minutes yesterday. I was like, wow, 10 minutes. I said, okay, Deborah, you can do this. It is what it is. You're losing your little weight. Let's do it. Get up on the bike. So I'm going on and on and on. And I felt some type of way, but I kept on doing it. I said, okay, girl, you're going to do this because I'm a pusher. I said, it's almost 10 minutes. You're going to keep doing it until you do it. So I saw one of my patients' dads that used to go over to the doctor's office that I worked at next door. So me and him was talking. He had hurt his back on a job. He had to have back operation. So we're going back and forward. So he kept my mind preoccupied of me, with me riding the bike. So when my 10 minutes was up, I stopped the bike. And when I stood up, my mouth got real filled with saliva. Like I was about to hurl any minute. So I was like, oh my God, I don't feel good. So as the PA came to me, I'm such a trooper. She told me to start on another exercise. So me with a mouthful of saliva, I'm like, okay. So I started doing my pull-ups to strengthen my hamstrings in the back. So I started doing that. And as I went on to the second session, I couldn't take it anymore. I was like, I have to go to the bathroom. I feel like I have to vomit. So she was like, go, Deborah, go. So I went to the bathroom. So I'm going in there and the saliva coming out. Excuse me for being so graphic. And nothing is coming out. And I'm retching and hurling, but nothing is coming out. So I'm like, oh my God, what is this? So I started panicking. So I started getting chest pain. So I thought I was having a heart attack. But I didn't, at the moment, no, I'm not going to, at the moment, I didn't think I was having a heart attack. I just felt something heavy on my chest. So I'm like, okay, I got to go. So when I came out the bathroom, I said, okay, I'm going to end this session and I'll see you Monday. When is my appointment? Monday. So I'm hurrying out the door because I was just telling God, God, if you could just let me get to my car, then we're going to work it out from there. So as I was coming out of the Kessler's building, that's the rehabilitation center, my purse fell and everything fell out. So I reached down to get that, and then I just made it up the steps. I just kept talking to God, let me make it up the steps to go through this back to go to my car. So as I got to my car, I was just like, oh, like I'm really about to lose it. Like I'm really about to hurl, and my chest just felt heavy. So I was like, oh my God, I'm having a heart attack. So I called my daughter, her and my son-in-law. And I said, and yesterday was her birthday, by the way. I said, I'm not feeling good. I feel like I'm having a heart attack. She was like, Mom, where are you? I said, I'm not trying to panic you. I just want you to know. So she said, where are you? I said, well, I just made it to my car. I'm right here behind Kessler's, right by my old job. So she said, we on our way. So in the meantime, she called my oldest son and got in touch with him. And he drove with them. So as I was sitting in the car, I was getting so panicky because I really felt like I was having a heart attack. So she said, okay, Mom, we're going to call the cops or somebody to get there to you. So something said, call your boss from your old job. So I called Melissa that I had just seen previously when I went in there. And I said, Melissa, I said, I'm in the parking lot. No, I said, Melissa, I think I'm having a heart attack. She said, where are you? I said, I'm in the parking lot. She was like, let me get Dr. V. So Dr. V, next thing I knew, I don't know whether I had blacked out or something, but the next thing I knew, Dr. V was beating on my window. So I turned on the AC to catch my breath. So anyway, the kids started calling me. So they was like, we on our way, Mom, we on our way. So when my boss came out, my ex-boss came out, she was like, when I noticed her, she said, what's going on? And I said, I just feel like, you know, I have to vomit and I feel like a heaviness on my chest. So she kept talking to me. And she started calling the ambulance. So it was a little while, but the cops came and they said, how are you feeling? So as much as I could talk, I was talking to them and they gave me oxygen. What an ordeal, right? So Dr. V told them that she was my ex-boss and they were couldn't believe how nice she was to me. And then once I got into the ambulance, because the ambulance finally came, well, it wasn't long, but they came. And my daughter and my son-in-law and my son had made it. So they said, well, my daughter said, well, I'm going to ride with my mom. So she got in the front with the ambulance. But as they were working on me in the back, they gave me some nitrate under my tongue. They gave me one squirt of that. It didn't work. Then they gave me the next one. Then they took all my blood work while I was there. And then they put me on a heart monitor. Made sure I wasn't having, they said, well, you know, you have a lower bundle branch. So I said, yes, I had that for a while. That's a part of my cardiomyopathy. So they said, well, that's the only thing that shows up on the machine, the device that we have you on. So we don't see a heart attack. So they gave me 4 St. Joseph baby aspirins. Remember those aspirins? I mean, when I took them yesterday through all the chaos, I remembered that flavor. Me and my siblings used to just eat them, because Mom used to keep them in the medicine cabinet. But anyway, getting back to that. Dr. Vecchio was so sweet. And the paramedics, they were so attentive to me because they wanted to keep me alert because I was going in and out because I was panicking. So I said, okay, let me talk to God. Because I was talking to him coming up the stairway to get into my car. Then when I got in the ambulance, because I really felt like yesterday was it, guys. I really felt like yesterday was it for me. So I said, God, if you don't take me now. I just started talking to him. So the paramedics, the one that was sitting by me, he was holding my hand. They were so sweet. He was like, we got you. Don't worry. He said, you're going to be fine. He said, just believe that. So I said, he said, you listening to me? And I was looking up in the top of the ambulance. So I was like, Well, I'm talking to God right now. I must have said, I said, I'm talking to God right now. He's, well, okay, after you finish talking to God, I want to continue talking to you. And he just held my hand the whole visit. So he said, after I told him, I said, I'm finished now. So I was talking to God about something personal between me and God. I was like, if you let me live and don't take me away from here yet, I promise you I will be there and I will do what you want me to do. So, you know, they ask you, do you smoke? Do you drink? Do you do drugs? No. So as I was sitting back there and he started talking to me, you know, they want to keep you alert because I was panicking. I was in so much excruciating pain. I could not describe this pain. From my belly button, it's like somebody had a device that's, you know, them device you used to have when you in your art class. I mean, not art class, but shop. And it's that device that goes into and it squeezes and turns. That's what I felt in my navel. And I just couldn't, I was like, And then the heaviness on my chest. So anyway, he said, wow. He said, that doctor, that was your doctor? I said, no, that's where I used to work at for almost 20 years. He said, wow, she was so kind to you and so sweet. He said, my bosses don't treat me like that after I leave. I said, you know what? I mustered it. It's the way you carry yourself. I didn't leave there on bad terms. That's why I say your words. The words that you say, your words matter. Because if I would have left there on nasty terms and, oh, blah, 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 this and that, you know, we had our good moments. We had our bad moments. We were like family. We went through things together. Went through her having her 3 children. We just went through a lot together. She went through me, you know, seeing my kids grow up. She was always there for me. I just wanted to thank her, Dr. Vecchio. You rock. I love you, sweetheart. She just made me feel so at ease. And he said, oh, wow. He said, you must have been a good person for your boss to stand up for you like that and leave her job, her practice, and sit out there with you to the duration for us coming out there with the cops. The cops had gave me oxygen. She was talking to them, telling them everything about me. At one point, she was like, let me be quiet. Her daughter's right there. She'll tell you the rest of it. And it just was a beautiful thing. It just goes to show you in life, your words carry merit. Be careful what you say to people. Be careful how you treat people. Even people that have treated me wrong, I retaliated sometimes with my words because out of anger comes hurt. And you say things and you feel like, okay, I have a right to speak my piece. You're not going to say these things to me and I'm not going to say what I have to say back. But even people that have hurt me in my life, I find myself going back telling them I forgive them and please forgive me for things that I've done. It just goes to show you. But this is what they found out that was going on with Miss Deborah. They gave me this whole big packet. Okay. The main symptom of this condition is a painless bulge at or near the belly button. A reducible hernia may be visible only when you strain. So I didn't know this, but because I decided to take that bath sit down in the tub yesterday, when I got up, I strained myself. Now, this wasn't just a one-time event that happened, but my daughter said, Mom, you had been telling me that you was going through a sharp pain in your stomach recently. I'm like, I did? She said, Mom, you've been telling me this off and on for weeks. I was like, oh my God, I didn't even remember. So they was telling me this can happen, like if you lift something heavy, which is hence I got out the tub. I put my body weight on me because I got up and I held onto the tub to get myself up from the bottom of the tub. That's what made it so profound yesterday. And then by me going there doing the exercise and getting on that bike for 10 minutes. Now, she normally put me on a bike for 5, but for some reason, I guess because I hadn't been there for a while, girlfriend gave me 10 minutes, and that just overdid it for me. So that's where the pain came in from my chest and the nausea feeling. So it says the dull pain, a feeling of pressure if you lift something heavy or you cough. And I've been coughing lately because I had my AC on. And it's getting too cold for the AC, but I'm a creature of habit. I gotta have coldness. But anyway, I noticed I have asthmatic cough. So I should turn the AC off. So last night I turned it off. It is resting in peace now. So the pain that gets, symptoms of strangulated hernia may include pain that gets increasingly worse, nausea and vomiting, skin over the hernia becoming red or purple, constipation, blood and stool. I didn't have any of that. The condition may be diagnosed based on a physical exam. You may be asked to cough or strain while standing. Well, anyway, to make a long story short, the following instructions are: you can, how's it treated? Surgery is the only treatment for the umbilical hernia. And my son had one of those, my son Kaale, when he was little. And he had to get his removed. So you're not supposed to lift anything heavier than 10 pounds until your healthcare provider says that this is safe. Take over-the-counter prescriptions and medications. Lose weight if told by your healthcare provider. Do not try to push the hernia back in. Watch your hernia for any changes in color and size. Take over-the-counter prescription medicine only as told by your healthcare provider. Keep all follow-up appointments. Contact a healthcare provider if your hernia gets larger, your hernia becomes painful. Get help right away if you develop sudden severe pain near the area of your hernia. You have pain as well as nausea or vomiting. So, they kept me at St. Barnabas all yesterday. So my daughter stayed up there with me. It was her birthday, of course, and I told her, I said, daughter, go on. You and your fiance have reservations to a restaurant in New York. Go and enjoy yourself. Mom, I don't want to leave. Go. So anyway, I noticed when I take my bath, I, clean out my belly button a lot because I kind of like have an innie, but it's kind of like outie is weird. But anyway, so I always make sure I clean in there real good. So I guess I agitated it by sitting down in the tub and I could really get in it. So I did that, and then when I strained myself getting up out, and then after that I go to physical therapy and I start working on this bike for 10 minutes. So that was what happened to me. It was not a heart attack. Excuse me. So now I know what was going on. So I thank God, and I just been praising him the last couple of days. I just been wanting my time with God, and you guys know I get like that. So don't think Miss Deb is not coming to your channel, because I try to go to everybody's channel. 2,000 and something subscribers. I'm thankful for it. But you cannot get to everybody all at one time. So I try to do this day for someone. I try to do a couple here. But anyway, my thing is about my health. It's about me getting myself first and foremost right with God and my health. And I always said that God comes first. I just want to share that story with you guys. What a crazy day yesterday. But out of the madness came something. Now I know what the pain was. That pain was so excruciating. So I agitated the navel by washing in it real good. And I've always put tea tree oil in my bath water, in my water that I'm washing with. And I just rubbed inside that navel real clean. And then I pulled myself up out the tub, like holding on to the outside, putting my legs over, then pulling myself up with, so that was strained too. And then just and then starting to exercise. So that's what induced everything that I went through yesterday. I'm sorry this video went so long, but guys, your mouth holds merit. And I've named this video, this is because if I wouldn't have carried myself the way I carried myself on that job, my ex-boss wouldn't have wanted to deal with me. But she was a sweet person, and she knew the type of person I was, and she stayed there with me for the long haul. She left her patients to come out there and be with me. And Dr. Vecchio, I love you so much. I just want to thank you, because you helped me yesterday, and you didn't have to do it, but you helped me, and I thank you for that. Melissa, I thank you as well. You guys rock, man. That just goes to show you, treat people good in life. It will come back. When I needed them the most, they could have said, well, okay, we busy. We'll call an ambulance. But she didn't have to come out there and be with me and spend that time with me like she did. And she calmed me down. And she talked to my children, and she talked to the cops and the paramedics. And it was just a beautiful thing. So I just want to tell you, be kind to people. You never know when you might need someone and when it might come back to you. And do it from the heart. That holds merit. And thank you, Father God, for sparing my life, because I thought I was a goner yesterday. God bless you guys. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it has been an enlightenment to someone. So now Monday, I got to follow up with my doctor and let her know what I experienced and what I'm going through and try to get this surgery for this umbilical hernia. Thank you guys so much. God bless.